Hello there, dear awakened ones. I'm Monica Bermudez, an intuitive quantum energy healer, coming on my YouTube channel for this love wisdom channel message through the sacred heart of the 5 things to know about this new moon that we're fast approaching for the Sagittarius in November of 2022. And it's going to peak on November 23rd of about 6 p.m. Eastern time, and it's about 3 p.m. Pacific time or so. And we're coming very close to the end of the year of 2022 and getting into the 2023. So these last two new moons are very powerful because they're going to be setting those intentions for 2023 and getting more further into like the next years to come of 2024 and so forth. But it is setting those foundations of these powerful energy grids through the universe and as well as here on the earth, and what it is that you wish to set as an intention on this planet, for in relation to your purpose and in your mission. So because it's in Sagittarius, Sagittarius is very much into impulse, into adventure, into something new. And so that is the energy of this new moon in November. And it's also like a holiday, a big holiday for those who are in the United States, where it gets celebrate Thanksgiving. So there's a lot of energy and mixture with this whole energy of gratitude as well. So that's also a reminder of our gratitude that's always and always and always a daily basis, a constant practice in our life that is incorporated in anything that we do. So astrologically speaking, I believe that Mars is still in retrograde, and it's going to be a retrograde for a while. So Mars, is an action planet because it's retrogrades inward. So it's about building up the inward action inside of us and reflecting on all of that, of the actions that we have taken before and where that's led us into. And it's also about what next action steps to take, and this is more like inner strategizing, let's just say. Inner strategizing within yourself, because like I said, the retrogrades could be reflection, could be review, reintegration. So it's a lot of the RE type energy, so a review. So for me, because Mars is an action planet, it's a review of the strategic next steps to take in your purpose or in your business or in any relationship or situation you may find yourself in at this time. So just to get into the 5 things to know about this new moon that's very powerful is that this number one thing is that it's time for an adventure. If you haven't had your adventure yet, this is the new moon to really set those intentions around the adventures and the action steps to take in relation to what new chapters of adventures you're willing to get yourself into. And so these are adventures that fuel your passion and your creativity, that give you the support for something new. And so that's the number one thing. I've been always feeling this whole impulse about adventure, but it is an adventure also knowing of the responsibilities and the accountability that you take as well with the actions and anything that you do in your life, right? Because it all has a rippling effect in other people's lives, and in your life as well, because anything that we choose to do in our life is going to have some form of consequence, right? So there is an effect. That is, the law of karma is the cause and effect. So keeping all of that in mind, right, as we set, certain intentions, as we take certain actions in our life. Number 2 thing is to get creative with solutions. So really just like stepping out of this whole victim mentality, because sometimes we can get enslaved to something that has happened in the past, where we think we have made a certain mistake in choosing certain past actions. And the key is to just really learn from them rather than just dwelling on the victim of it, because the more energy that we focus on those past and the hurt, the trauma, or, I get it, I've been there myself. But what's important is that you don't dwell into it, because what it does, it creates these energy cords that also are linking to these past lives, and it's keeping that energy stuck and it's keeping it at a lower vibrational energy. But the nice thing about this new moon, this whole Sagittarius new moon, is that it's opening up this opportunity for stepping more into our creative self to find those creative solutions. And then with this whole Mars energy, is strategizing internally these actions or these next action steps to take in your life in relation to finding a way out of, certain situation you may find yourself in at the time that is not very suitable for you, right? Or with somebody who's not suitable for you as well, and cutting those energy cords that no longer serve you, but also finding the creative solutions to be able to heal from any past trauma that may have occurred, and not really dwell so much on the past of it. I mean, it's okay, if you want to review and reflect on it from a learning perspective, but if you're finding yourself in that pattern of like when you remember, then it just brings you more grief, or it brings you more sadness, or it brings you more frustration of like wanting to take revenge, for example, then that's where you got to take a deep breath and take a pause and just, really evaluate that and just be aware of it as well, on the path forward, and how you are going to create the solutions to help you get past it as well. So this is it. We're getting into our independent selves. I mean, the energies are really like high, and we are in a mix of all this, of very intense energies. So it's a battle of like letting go of the old systems and the old energies, and really stepping into like the new way of being with this new frequency of energies from the new earth. So the number 3 thing is that self-care is a must. So take the time you need to give yourself space for meditation, for example. That's self-care. For doing things that you enjoy doing, like certain hobbies or anything like that, whether that be painting and art or writing, and or getting a massage, or just anything else, like getting sleep, extra sleep if you're not getting enough sleep like me. And so that's one of the things that I've been focusing on, is just having more self-care and being mindful of the self-care. So I always keep track of my own self-care calendar per month, and what activities I will do that will support myself to recharge myself and refuel, so I can come up with the next steps for and be fresh for anything new, new programs or new avenues of adventures to take in my life. And so the number 4 thing to know is that create and build stronger, healthier boundaries. So this is one of the things that I have found myself emphasizing with others, and I don't feel guilty anymore like I used to in telling somebody no. Especially when I do know that my plate is very full, and I mean like when I have so many things that I'm juggling, or so many activities. And so with that, I like to commit to things when I know that I have the space to do that. And if I don't have the space for it, now I am just so consciously aware of it that I am happy to say no, but in a nice way, to say that this is not, the time for me to commit to this. So I will just, flow with it for now. And, and just not feel like obligated, in other words, that you have to commit to everything just because they are your friends, because they are your favorite clients, whoever it is in your life that you feel you resonate with, so strongly. And then, there's like this little bit of residue because you may say no, and a little bit of guilt. And, believe me, I was like one of those people who like always, felt very guilty for saying no. So would always say yes. But in the end of it, it just really just ended up messing up my health. And so I felt very unhealthy energetically. I felt drained always, like always drained, and physically even like unhealthy. And so that's why it is so important to know yourself and what it is that you can take on for now, because we do need that time for ourselves to also refuel and recharge, which is a number 3 step, that's very important, is to emphasize the whole self-care. And that self-care may be also to do a continuous practice of keeping like healthy supplements or anything to enhance your health or your immune system, for example, from a physical standpoint as well, because also that helps with some of the energetics in our mental state as well, and keeping ourselves, well balanced. This may also include certain like fitness type workouts, that we may incorporate on a daily basis for ourselves, whether that be walking outside or running, bicycling, or going to a location to go do those workouts, and being, supported in that as well. So yeah, so this, is so important to just build and strengthen those healthy boundaries, and just be very consciously aware of those things where you start to feel like your energy might start to feel a little bit, damped down or lowered, or drained. Then that's the key or the clue to keep in mind and to really start to set those intentions, or to just, take a break from those things, or just commit to what you can, that you feel you can do at this time for yourself, right? Because you would know yourself and your level of energy. And if you start to feel that guilt or that shame for saying no, then going back to step number 2, where get creative solutions. And that's where this new moon energy of Sagittarius is emphasizing that, because Sagittarius energy is also like this, to me, it seems like this very bold, courageous energy as well. With the symbol of the Sagittarius, you see like this half man, half horse, and with a bow and arrow. That's the way I picture the bow and arrow. The bow and arrow is keeping that focus, right? When I think of bow and arrow, it's building that focus energy in you. So where are you focusing your attention right now? And so what this new moon is emphasizing is to focus the intentions into like your future of what it is, the creative solutions that you want to have in your life, to consciously create and be aware of what it is that you're creating, knowing the laws of the universe. And one of them is the law of karma. And so the law of karma, of course, is neutral, right? So it's whatever cause and effect, whatever cause of action that you take in this moment also has a rippling effect throughout yourself, and also in those around you in your community. So I can dive more into some of those, areas and stuff, but maybe for another video. But so these things are so, important to be aware of. And when it comes to this new moon energy that we're finding ourselves as well, for the very powerful rippling effects of it, because like I said, these are the last 2 for the year, is November, December, and setting those intentions into 2023. And so number 5 thing to know is that So these intentions are, for our next level of energy upgrades that we're about to get into, because December is going to be super, super high energy. And it seems to be building up more so these years. And the reason why in December it just seems to be at a very high peak, much more higher than any other month in the year, is because there's so many holidays. And so it drives a lot of people to do an increase in prayer, an increase in meditation, an increase in setting intentions. So all this combination of energies as well. But then you have these other astrological energies and effects, right? Like you have Mars in retrograde still. And then you have some other like astrological events occurring. And you have the 1212 portal gateway that is, around the corner. And then the solstice energy, which is the change in season. So in the northern hemisphere, it's going to be the winter solstice, whereas in the southern hemisphere, it's going to be the summer solstice. So I just refer to it as solstice to keep it neutral and to be inclusive of all the solstices of the different sides of the earth. And for me, it's going to be epic as well, because it's going to be very close to the new moon for December, as well as the changing of the season, which to me, I feel there is for the month of December a lot of Christ consciousness, unity energy. And I am feeling the need for this month to really bring in more of this energy for all of us, because we're going to need it for the big changes coming in 2023. We are in the midst of some really big changes and chaos that are occurring right now. And that's what the signs of the planets are telling us, is that it is time for this big change of the new golden age. So we're going to be anchoring in a lot of the golden age energy in that month of December. So because of that, I have actually designed a new program. Well, I'm gonna do the new moon, in other words, which is the quantum of the conscious creators of the quantum of the new moon series. So the circle of the quantum conscious creators I'm going to have in December, but I'm going to combine it with the solstice energy for that day on December 21st. So if you're interested, all the description information will be in my YouTube. So now I want to do a mini oracle card reading for this new moon energy. So stay tuned. But first of all, if you really found this interesting, this message for this new moon, please hit the like button and also subscribe, because I will be sharing some more YouTube videos, and one of them being some more guided meditations as well in my YouTube channel. So stay tuned for more. And so now I want to jump into this mini oracle card reading. So I felt called to read from the Ancestors Oracle card again, and this is from the Ancestor Spirit Oracle card by Jade-Sky. And I have, the month of November has felt very ancestral, but I have been very deeply connected to the ancestors since the November 1st program that we did for, it was like a 2-hour long, because there was message about the ancestors in our star family in that, and then as well as energy transmission. So I felt called to really read from this oracle card deck, and I've been having some more dreams with them as well, with the ancestors, and I've been connecting a lot lately now with the goddess, the white buffalo calf woman, who has a lot of connections with the Native Americans and the ancestors. And she also has a lot of the mother of life type energy. And so as I was, shuffling through these cards, I called upon her to ask for a message for this new moon energy that for Sagittarius. And the message that came up, the card actually that came up with her energy and her support was very appropriate for this, is balance yourself. So balance yourself. This is a card I haven't picked before from this card deck. And I love the image of it and the picture of it because, first the words that say below it are direction, growth, and life stages. And so I feel that it is very indigenous and very Native American and so appropriate for this message that, I'm sharing, which is what we're all going through, these different life stages. And we're going into this new life stage of this. So it's about finding that balance within yourself. And I like to see it as being also the four elements within us and finding that balance as well. Going through these different life stages and balancing through those different life stages because, we're finding ourselves in such a polarized times right now. And we're more so than ever before. And this is a time, right, that a lot is being released because it is assisting this new earth frequency energy. And the new earth frequency energies for us to become more of these light bodies, to become lighter. And so we no longer need to have these old baggages of these old systems that may have caused, certain forms of distorted energy within us of certain trauma. And so this is a time of all these great changes occurring on this planet. And so this, why this message is coming up. And I like that it has this picture of a butterfly there too, because as we are metamorphing into these new life stages in our life and creating new and bigger things in our life, when we set these intentions, right, for this new moon, that is, the rippling effect that we are moving forward with these new energies. I hope this message was useful to you, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next Love Wisdom message. So if you enjoyed this, click the like and subscribe for more messages like this and for guided meditations in my YouTube channel. I look forward to connecting with you. Bye for now. So much love.